Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We please rise to the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. All council members are present. The mayor is sick, so that's the reason that I'm running the meeting, so please be patient with me.
Move to adjourn?
Bail now, right?
Yeah.
Under old business, we have approval of minutes. The regular meeting minutes of February 2nd, 2023 were provided for review, and I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 2nd, 2023 as presented.
So moved.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Bueller,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Brungard,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka.
Yes.
Thank you. Audience participation. Is there anybody in the audience? Tony? Who would like to address the council on an item not on the agenda? Since we have a sparse audience, we're going to be moving on. New business. Equipment replacement requests. And I'm going to embarrass myself, but is that Polaris?
It is.
Polaris Rangers. The wastewater utility department has sent requests for bid for purchase of two 2023 Polaris Ranger UTVs. These units will replace the current 2005 Polaris Rangers. Current units have served well beyond their useful service life and are starting to become obsolete due to parts availability. These UTVs are used daily within the department and are also used to support city events. The following two bids were received. Logistics 365 Incorporated, $26,078.42 each. Austin Sales Incorporated, $25,000 each. So I need a motion to approve the purchase of two Polaris Ranger UTVs from Austin Sales Incorporated for a total of $50,000.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
You still want me to scoot away? What are we doing with the old ones?
We're going to put those in the Purple Wave,
Oh, okay.
the auction.
Like to do the vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan?
That was my question.
Hold it.
He stole it.
I retract my question.
No. You did well.
Any other questions?
It was in his notes.
Any other questions? Not, please call the roll.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Bueller,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Brungard,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda, South Florida Pipe Liner Installation, change order number 1. Public Works is requesting a 5% contingency on this project to add additional riprap to the west side of the pipe and to install a small toe wall to the area. Mike, the floor is yours.
Yes, gentlemen. Yes, when the bid was adopted in October of 2022, we had a 5% contingency, which was essentially $2,750, and the requested change order for the additional 100 tons of riprap and the additional toe wall exceeds the contingency, so the auditors require that this go to the city council. It is within the budget authority of staff, but however, because it exceeds contingency, we need concurrence from the city council. So my request today is the authorization of change order number 1.
So what's the dollar value of the change?
The dollar value of the change is $7,675. That is also because we deducted $5,000 in 2 items that we don't need. We didn't need to tie in the existing storm sewer. It's already, so it's $10,000 in rock, $2,675 in new toe wall, minus $5,000, and so with a net of $7,675.
What is riprap?
Riprap are those really large rocks. This is actually 18-inch diameter. It's the really large boulders that you put in, and it's going to be at the what we call the exit or the flume. So it's just energy dissipation. So we put the big rocks in there, so when the water's coming out of that pipe really fast, it slows it down and helps with erosion downstream. That's if you look at. Did you guys see the photos in the packet? If you look at that hole at the outlet of the pipe is a lot larger than we could tell when there were leaves on the trees. So
This is really a legality, you have to do, right?
no, we could. We're already putting in riprap. We're just doubling the quantity. We can make it work. I just think.
No, I'm talking about the contingency.
Oh yes, the reason we're going through this exercise, even though it's normally within the budget authority of the spending authority of the staff, is because the auditors, because when we authorized the project in 2022, the contingency was $2,750, and so we're exceeding that. So yes, the auditors want to make sure that we've following the rules. The council authorized up to this. We're going to exceed that, so now we need concurrence from the council to know that that's what we're doing.
The auditors have just really made a point of that the last couple of years on current projects that we have a contract on. If it exceeds contingency, even if it's $50 over the contingency, bringing it forward to you guys so you're aware of it, so it's in the minutes.
Okay. So gentlemen, I need a motion to approve change order number 1 to the South Fork Pipe Liner Installation Project and authorize the necessary motion.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
They've done a great job. I drive by it every day, and thank you for taking care of that. They've done a great job.
The decision to put in a pipeliner was probably the right choice versus closing that road for like 2.5 months.
Okay, any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the fireworks contract. So we got 4 choices here. Each of the last 3 years, the city has contracted the fireworks celebration with Victory Pyrotechnics. Victory Pyrotechnics is proposing a 3-year contract which locks in the dates and prices and could potentially generate 8% savings or 14% more product depending on which option we choose. The date and location of this year's show was locked in previously, but this would also lock in the next 2 years for Saturday, June 29th, 2024, and Saturday, June 28th, 2025, with predetermined rain dates. So I think we probably need to have a discussion before
Concur, yes.
we do anything else. And you guys.
Mayor?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So,
Tim, what does the staff recommend?
I think
you have
options,
a recommendation.
There is none.
yeah, I don't have a recommendation here. I'd say options 3 and 4, though. I mean, that's either a lot of cash savings or a lot more product. So it's kind of your guys' call as far as what you'd prefer. Speaking of the auditors on that last item, we do have that worded kind of uniquely too. We were asked to, when we make the motion, state what we would be paying each year, so that's also in there. But I think option 3 or 4 on page 24 would be terrific. The other thing that really got us excited about this idea, if you guys recall, the last couple of years when we've put this out, this is the only company who's replied. And another thing that
We've been real pleased with them.
we've been pleased, they've done a good job. And then also, we have someone brand new starting off in this department. It'd be nice to just have this taken care of for the next 3 years while we have a new director getting started in that department. So.
I'll start the discussion. I really like the idea of an 8% cash savings. That's just me. There are a small group of community members that think it's outrageous what we spend on our fireworks display. Small group. But I think
And I'll
this
agree.
would show that, we're saving 8% would be kind of a
I
big
agree,
deal.
because I think the 14% additional product, I mean, their shows are already pretty amazing,
Yeah, they are.
and they go 25 minutes or so. So I will agree with you. I think the 8% savings is, option 3 is the way to go.
Greg, I like the fact that it's really good from the very start to the very end.
Right, I agree, absolutely.
It's space in it. Once they like, they go.
So whoever makes the motion, I would have.
I got another
We're
question.
not done, are we?
Yeah, here where it says, where does that go? It says, payment is due in full on an annual basis. Dates are based on the month and day that this proposal and agreement are accepted by both sponsor and Victory. Does that mean we owe all the money up front?
We would be paying, if it's option 3, we'd be paying $49,000 up front from the transient guest
So if
tax.
for some reason this guy, I'm just thinking negatively.
Yeah.
If he was to lose his pyrotechnicist license and can't shoot the fireworks, how do we get our money back?
Yeah. Probably have to,
That's my-
probably have to talk to our attorney.
Well, I think that they're gonna, but we have to look at the contract when they send it per se, and just make sure there's some kind of, if it's a licensure issue, I don't think that should be a problem, because they should be holding it, I would think, in some type of, like, I doubt they have a trust account, but they should be holding funds for that specific reason, because my biggest fear would always be, does the company go out of business?
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
The licensure, I think, can be resolved by the fact that they shouldn't be spending our money until they need to spend our money, correct?
Right.
But the biggest fear is if they go out of business, then what do? You put your money out.
That is a risk.
Yes.
So that, and I think you're all aware of that, so.
Which I don't like taking, honestly.
Pardon me?
I don't like taking that risk, honestly. In my opinion, I mean, I'm giving someone money. I understand he's been faithful to us for years, and he's put on a great show. But these are taxpayer
And
dollars
he
that
does.
we're handing to someone, and we're having faith that he will not go out of business and won't lose his license and be able to perform shows year in and year out.
And if that's the preference, so options 1 and 2 wouldn't require a deposit.
Right, exactly.
So that's also an option too, if you guys want to do that.
And we're still saving.
Yeah, but the savings on options 1 and 2 aren't quite as much, but yeah, there is savings there.
So option 1 is 4%, 2 is 6%. To get it 8%, you have to do option 3, and that's one that requires 50% down.
Yeah, I think it's like $1,000 a year
We're
off
4% on one,
on
6%
option 1, and yeah.
6% on option 2.
All right, this guy does the Sporting KC games. He does the Chiefs games. He's well known in the greater Kansas City area.
That's my question. How well known is the guy, and how long has he been in business?
Some of those questions I don't know off the top of my head. I think this is something staff had spoken about maybe with him a couple of months ago, and I think these were discussions Matt had with him and kind of picking up the momentum with that. So I couldn't tell you how long he's been in business. I don't know what other fireworks shows he does or anything like that, other than he's done ours 3, 4, 5 years, and we've been really pleased. So.
Well, in his document, he says he's had 5 years in the industry of pyrotechnics. but I don't know if that's 5 years with us or 5 years total.
Yeah. Could they conditionally approve you?
Option two, we pay
Like, for
each year,
example,
and we
let's
save
say they're not
6%.
comfortable without a,
You know what it was?
have it set
Yep.
it trust somewhere.
6% each year. But
Let's say
option
he
three,
has
we
no
pay a
trust
lot
account,
up front.
but sits our
we
escrow
save
fund
just
money in,
2%
right?
more.
50% deposit on option 3.
Option one is,
Okay, you can do that.
if I understand it right,
You could go to
option
some
one is
option
the
two,
safest
whatever.
route.
I mean, they might pass it that way,
Well,
give you
option
that
two is the
authority,
same
so we
as
don't have to
one,
bring it
but you
back.
get more of a discount. You don't have to do any deposit up front. And in both years, it's due on the date of the fireworks. The only one that requires a deposit is 3 or 4.
Now, what does that product allotment mean in option 2? What does that mean? You see that?
Additional product.
Yeah, that's
So
like extra shells or whatever.
More
Oh, okay,
shells.
okay, gotcha, okay.
So it looks like to me, okay, does that mean that the only one that gets a cash discount is 1 or 3?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
That's what I was saying.
And option 2 and 4 gives you additional product.
Yes.
So if we're looking at cash savings, that's what I meant, Dan. One is the safest route.
That's true, but what's the price of pyrotechnics going to do over the next 3 years?
True.
That's right.
So I think,
And
That's right.
do we want to lock it in? I understand the 50% discount on years 2 and 3, 50% for 2 of them.
$1,000 per year.
I still think that the 3 is the best option. I mean, before we sign a contract, we'll have the lawyer look at it. Like I said, I know he does big stuff around here, and I think that 8%, and we're locking in.
I think it's a calculated risk.
I agree.
Go with 3.
Tim, I know I asked you outside the
Yeah.
chambers, but what, do any of these options exceed our budget? What money we have on hand?
No, I mean, there's an okay reserve in the transient guest tax fund. The fund isn't performing as well as it did 10 years ago because there's more hotels in the area. But there's sufficient reserve to pay for, like if it was option 3, we'd be fine paying $49,000 up front. We'd be
What else
okay.
comes out of that budget line?
Fall Fest, like the mayor's business appreciation lunch, just random city events. LCDC, I think, comes out of that perhaps.
So we're going to be okay then.
Yeah, we'd be
Bottom
fine.
line.
So we're not going to have to give up any other commitments if we go with option 3.
No, I think
I
we'd be
believe
fine.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, we'd be
I
okay.
just wanted to make sure that I was understanding it.
Yep, we'd be okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the 3-year contract with Victory Pyrotechnics. Select option 3, paying the $49,000 for year 1.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? We clear? Okay. Tish, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
No.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Motion passes. Good discussion. Thank you. All right. That concludes new business. Department heads. Anything to report? Chief, all right. City attorney,
Nothing to report, Mayor.
city engineer. Last but certainly not least, city administrator.
Yeah, just reiterating things we've already spoken about. Family Eye Care, their building looks great. The interior looks fantastic. Be sure to check them out for all of your eye care needs. It's been really exciting to see the dirt work getting started for the dental clinic as well. We've had a lot of questions calling City Hall, asking us what that is. And it's challenging because, we've put it out there. It was discussed at a planning commission meeting a few months ago. But yeah, so any citizens watching, that's a dental clinic. We're anticipating Take 5 Oil getting started pretty soon. And there are just a lot of really positive things going on in town right now. So just an exciting time.
It is awesome. And the park.
Yeah, that's pretty darn close to being done. I know Jason and I and the mayor also were looking at doing kind of a ribbon cutting event before all of the games start. So that might be maybe a couple of days before games. So maybe those last couple days in June, or one of the first few days in June, or the last few days in May. But we're working on all the details for that.
I think it'd be appropriate if we invited previous council members.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
big dang deal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We were thinking about trying to make a big event out of it. So we were kicking around, inviting all out of our volunteer coaches and letting the parents walk around and look at it before the games start, and having the shaved ice there, and we're trying to make a big deal out of it. So that'll be a good thing. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Invite the school coaches that might be using the field.
Sure. Yeah, we can reach out to the school. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's all I've got.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Council members, we'll start with you, Mr. Kirby.
Mike, are we still negotiating on temporary lines? Is that Main and Eisenhower?
There has, the contractor has not come off with their price for temporary pavement markings.
Okay.
We're not far from the plant opening, are we?
No, we're not, and so we're at this point to expend tens of thousands of dollars for temporary markings.
I just wondered where we're at. And I think, speak for all the council, when we wished former council member Trinkle to resign just a couple weeks ago on the very unexpected and sudden passing of his wife. Family's been through a lot, and that just made matters a whole lot worse for the family and for Dave. So let's remember the Trinkle family. That's all I have.
Thank you, Gene. Marcus?
Yeah, our hearts, prayers, and thoughts go out to the Trinkle family, absolutely. Great job by all the staff. Tony, it's good to see you here tonight. I know you weren't asking for funds for one of your projects, but you still asked for funds. Maintain that standard. Gotta love it.
Tony's here. Tony wants money.
That's right. Tony always wants money.
That's because he does his job.
That's right. That's exactly right. Gotta have a sense of humor, babe. Hey, the quick trip intersection, I love it. I know we had to stop in the pavement with the plant and everything, but what a nice intersection. Great job. Yeah, and I am excited about that park. You're absolutely right, Carrie. It's really cool taking my grandsons out there to that park when they're here. So that's all I've got.
Thanks, Marcus. Jesse?
Yeah, I would like to also express my family's condolences to the Trinkle family for the sudden passing of Donna. We all know the health issues that Dave has and the things he's going through. It's so a broken heart on top of his health issues isn't good for Dave. I'm definitely have his family in your thoughts and prayers, and my family will continue to pray for his. And it's been a sad week because of that, but on a good note, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last week. They had a Super Bowl parade yesterday. It's just an awesome time to be part of the Chiefs' kingdom. So that's all I've got.
Greg?
Again, condolences to the Trinkle family. And on this day in 1968, the city of Haleyville, Alabama, implemented the very first 911 emergency phone system.
What day?
February 16th, 1968.
That all you have?
That's all I have.
Thank you. Dan?
I'd like to add my condolences to the Trinkle family. Losing a loved one is never easy. And then to do that on top of having medical issues, it makes it So, again, our family will be keeping them in our prayers. And if there's anything, Gene, that we can do as a council, please let us know. Tim, I like the pictures, like putting up the billboards of what's coming, so citizens don't have to ask what's happening. You know, my granddaughter called and said, "What are they building down there by the old Target?" I said, "I don't know. I have no idea." And I think that would be great, like if Take 5 would put up a sign of what's coming soon, get KCC to paint some pictures or whatever, put it up so our citizens don't have to ask what's happening. We've got a lot of good things happening here in the city, and I think we need to take advantage of that and get our citizens excited about all the things that's going on.
That's a good point.
Street department did great on taking care of the streets during the snow and the ice today. Even though my wife did a 360 down the hill, she was able to come back home, decided not to go to work, which I think was a good move on her. But thank your staff for everything that they do. That's everything, Mayor.
Thank you. God bless Dave, Trinkle family. Losing a wife is brutal. So I really feel for him. Great presentations tonight. Thanks for braving the weather, coming out here. Thought maybe we would cancel, but we're tough. Go Chiefs, and Mr. Sutton.
From myself and my family, condolences, obviously, to the Trinkle family. And with that, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.